Hello, welcome to the Home Barista. These are my top tips for when using a DF grinder. Obviously you can see the ones that I recommend here, and anybody who's come across me, chatted to me, looking for advice, wherever your budget is, the DF grinder I believe is the best one you could go for. You know, I've had various grinders myself in the kitchen, from my early days of a really budget grinder, then moving on to a range of different ones. I've had the Niche, I've had the E37S Ciedo, but now sitting in my kitchen is the DF grinder. In fact, I've got the 83 at the moment, but for a long while I had the 64 in there. But the quality of the build is phenomenal, and they're just exceptional grinders, and for the price I don't think anything else can beat them. Anyway, my top tips. Top tip number one is you could grind straight into your dosing cup. Again, try and use your collar on there so you're getting nice and close to the burrs. I do like the little 54 one here. Even though it's got the plastic cup, it's got a little seat here that tilts the cup to that spout. So you, again, when you're using the bellows, you are, you know, you're getting all your coffee and your coffee grain in there. You're not making any mess. But again, you can just pop your portafilter on there, a 58mm one. There are, if you've got a 54mm portafilter, there are conversions you can get. And then it's simply just pop that over, maybe give it a shake, use a WD-T, and then you get you there. What I tend to do is when I'm grinding my beans, I grind straight into the portafilter. But again, I use a little collar there, make sure I use the bellows, and then turn the grinder off when I'm making my my sort of espresso there, when I'm grinding my beans. So again, using the collar, it enhances, you know, it keeps it all nice and clean. And then I just use a WD-T, and then I'm good to go. Just have it. The other thing is spritzing. Some of you may come across this. All this range do come with the plasma generator, which helps reduce any static in your beans, in your grind, so that therefore it will help with getting rid of any clumps. But just of habit, I always use a WD-T just to make sure, because I want a perfect coffee every single time. So a little spritz of beans. What does it help? It helps with making these a little bit more consistent. When I use a little spritz, I'm getting 18 gram or 17.9 every single time. Without the spritz, sometimes it may go to 17.8, 17.7 occasionally, but you know, they are pretty accurate anyway. But that spritz just allow, you know, I find that the consistency of getting that 18 gram in, 18 gram out increases quite significantly. And I think these two grinders do come with a little spritz bottle. I think even maybe the DF64 does it too. The last my little tip is little pots here. For my family, I weigh all the beans out for the week into these little pots. I've got about 12 to 16 of them again, and all I do is 18 gram in here. So the member of family comes along, they just take the lid off, pop your beans in there, and then you get an 18 gram out. It's really quick, really easy. So I spend sort of 5 minutes at a weekend weighing all my beans out into these pots for the week, so it makes it easier and really quick for the rest of the family. The beauty of it as well is on the lid here, let's say that I have got different types of beans, or I've got some decaf ones. I can actually write a little note in here, or on top here with a marker pen, or have a little sticky label, and I can actually write what setting that bean is for the grinder. So again, pop in, change my grind setting, grind away, and I can then use different types of beans throughout the week. Unlike most grinders have got a hopper, you are stuck with that bean there for the rest of the week, well, until you've gone, or it's a pain to actually get them out to swap beans. So again, really simple. If in the evenings you're having decaf, again, you can have your little pots here, mark them off with decaf, mark on here what grind setting, and again, really simple. And the beauty of a single dose grinder as well, using those bellows, is when you are making that coffee, because it's getting all of that out, you're not dealing with a little bit of the last grain or bean that you had coming through onto this one as well. So they're my top tips. 1, use a little spritz. 2, you do dosing collars. And number 3, weigh out your little beans for the rest of the week in little pots. Those pots, you know, if you come up, there are some expensive ones, sort of they look like test tubes with wooden things. I just keep it nice and simple. A load in my kitchen cupboard, and so we just get them out, pop them in, 18 gram straight away. So there's the DF range, phenomenal grinders, and they're my grinder of choice without a shadow of a doubt.